Hi guys, welcome in my new YouTube video. In this video I'll show you how to install HamsterOS on the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. This device right over there. Anyway, this is my first video in English, so if I say something wrong, it's just my fault, okay? Anyway, there are some requirements you need to have in order to install this ROM, which are having an unlocked bootloader, having some basic computer knowledge. All the tools and the files are linked in the description, and the A53 itself, it must be the model A536E and A536B. You can check it on settings, then information of the phone, and then you can just see the model. And being on the latest firmware, which is on binary 9, you can just download the firmware from some FW, also linked in the description, and just flash it with Odin. Anyway, without getting any further, let's get started. Okay, so these are the steps for actually flashing the ROM itself. So firstly, as I said, you need to be on the stock ROM, and you need to also be connected to the Wi-Fi, to a Wi-Fi network you like, for at least 10 minutes or so, because it needs to do a sort of activation, or it will not work. It will not let you flash from Odin. Anyway, after you connected it to a Wi-Fi and it activated itself, you can just use ADB for rebooting the phone into download mode. So you have to enable ADB from the developer options and connect the phone to the PC, and use the command line to essentially reboot the phone to download, which just do like that, and you write ADB reboot download. Yeah, that's right. And you just hit enter, and the phone is gonna reboot to download. And or another way, you can use the key combination, which is essentially, first you have to power off your device, wait until it fully powers off, so after the vibration. Then you have to hold the two volume buttons, not the power one, just the two volume buttons. And then you will need to connect your cable. Note that the cable must be also connected to a PC, or it will not boot in this way. Then you have to just click the volume up button, and it will enter the Odin mode. Put this right. Now just lay the phone somewhere it's not moving, so the connection is stable. And now you just have to open Odin and flash the recovery. I'll show you exactly how. So you want to open Odin, which I'll also give a link in the description. And you also need to put all the drivers. Then, as you can see that on COM. Now it may be different for you. For example, for me is 5. Important is that it says added. Now you can just go on AP, and you have to put the recovery for your device, which is the A53X. And then on user data, you have to put the VB meta. Now I highly recommend you to disable auto reboot, so then we can manually reboot the phone. But if you want, you can then just redo manually from the system with ADB, or else just try doing it at the end, which I don't recommend. I'm gonna show you how to do it without auto reboot. Anyway, click start, and it should give you reset and then pass. It means that technically everything has gone right. Now just get the phone and you can just do the combination. So first what I do is exactly press all buttons together, and when the phone screen goes off, you remove the volume down button, so you just have up and volume up, power and volume up. Also note that the cable must be always connected. So I'm gonna press them all together. Then as you can see the screen turn off, I'm gonna remove the volume down button and I'm gonna keep only the power and volume up. Now I'm gonna remove also the power one, and it's booted into Orange Thoughts recovery. Now that we are in the recovery, we must format data. So you also need a backup of your files and everything, because the internal storage is gonna be fully formatted from zero. So from Orange Thoughts, just click on the bin, trash bin icon, then go on the format data and just type yes, and then click the tick right over there, and it's gonna factory reset your phone. Then just go to the home of the recovery itself. Then you will have to, why you won't focus? Okay, so you just have to click on reboot and then click on recovery. Okay, so now the phone is rebooting again into the recovery, and because we just formatted data when we need to kind of reboot it. Anyways, now that it is in the actual recovery itself, we have to put the files of the ROM inside of the phone. So just drag and drop the files from your download folder to the phones folder, and then we will see how to flash it. Anyway, it takes 10 approximately minutes to move the file to the phone internal storage. And anyway, before the footage of my screen was low quality, it's just my fault anyway, now I fixed it. But whatever. For A536B users, this model right there, like me, you will have to do an extra step, which is flashing the vendor, because there is a specific vendor for the A536B which needs to be flashed after the flashing of the super. So the first step I'm gonna show you in some seconds. You have to do it if you have A536E or A536B. Then the last one is just if you have the A536B model, because you have to flash a custom vendor that works with it. Else it would give you some sort of soft boot looping, if we can call it like that. Anyway, that's it. So instead, for the vendor, you take approximately 1 to 3 minutes to just move it to the phone's internal storage. Anyway, now that we put everything into the phone, you will see 2 files or 1 file. It depends on if you put also the vendor. And this step is for everyone. So for A536E and A536B, you have to flash the HamsterOS file, which is usually the first one. When you click it, it's gonna ask you these things. You just scroll down till you get Super, System, Vendor, Product, and ODM. You just select that and then you swipe. It will not take so long. It will now flash the Super image, which is the biggest image, and it's the system in little words. As you can see, it's flashing it. Anyway, I was saying, after this is done, as you can see, it should say successful, image flashed. Now, if your device is a E module, then you can just click reboot system and enable boot. Instead, if you have the A536B module, then you will need to do this step. So you will find the vendor file, just click on it, then swipe all the way down and click to vendor image and just flash it. As you can see, it's flashing it. After it's done, you can just click reboot system and the phone will just boot. Now look, it's just the problem I was talking about. If it should give you optimizing apps and then it just crashes 100% and goes back to Samsung Galaxy, then just reboot back to recovery. Know that this only happens to A536B module. Just reboot back to recovery and flash again the vendor, because for some reason it didn't flash. I'll show you how to do it. So firstly, you need to press all of the three buttons. When the screen goes black, just take power plus volume up. Then after some seconds, remove power, so you have just this. As you can see, it goes straight back into recovery. And just flash again the vendor as I explained before. As you can see, it's reflashing it. And let's reboot again. As you can see, now it's rebooting. Anyway, as you can see, now it's booting and it's arriving in the configuration page. By the way, what I talked before about the app optimization, you have to refresh the vendor only if it then goes back to Samsung Galaxy logo and then back to Android and does it as a loop. It might sometimes do app optimization, so don't worry. You should only refresh vendor if it gives the problem that it boot loops. Anyway, now you just reconfigure your phone like a new phone and just get to the home page. Now, as a bonus of this video, I will show you how to install Magisk and the exynosunbound kernel. So now I'm not gonna configure it because I'm a bit lazy. I'm just gonna turn it off. Oh yeah, I have to use both buttons. Okay, so now I'm just gonna turn the phone off. Okay, now I'm just gonna boot into recovery since it's off. You always need the cable anyway. So power plus volume up. Now remove power. It should go into recovery. Okay, good. Now for magisk and kernelsu, you have to move the files into your phone's internal memory. So yeah, just go ahead and do that. Okay, this operation should not take too much time. You should actually do it immediately. Anyway, as you can see, now we got two files, which are the exynosunbound kernel and the magisk one. Now, if you want to only flash magisk, just click on the magisk file and just swipe to install. If you want to install both kernelsu and magisk, firstly install kernelsu and then magisk. So firstly click on kernelsu, which is actually exynosunbound. Yeah, I'm pretty confused anyway. So click on exynosunbound and just flash it, and then magisk. Instead, if you only need exynosunbound, obviously, just flash that. I'm gonna show you how to flash exynosunbound and magisk. So firstly, just go on the exynosunbound file and swipe. Okay, now go on the magisk one and just swipe again. Okay, now that it is done, you can just reboot the system, and in this case I should. Anyway, now we just have to essentially configure the phone if you haven't already, and then you should install the kernelsu APK from the GitHub repository, which I also linked down below, and the magisk app, you should find it on your own, then you just give them the permission for installing itself. If it shouldn't show, then just install the APK. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope you have a great day. If there are any issues, just comment down, if YouTube still allows my comments, because YouTube hates me. And that's it. Bye bye.